IVM.
The Pragati Podcast with Pawan and Hamsini. They look at economics and politics. It sounds boring, but we're not sure if it really is. New episodes out on the IVM Podcast website, app, or wherever you get your podcast from. Alright, please note that the language and ideas presented on the show might not be suitable for everyone. If you're under 18, make sure your mom isn't around. If you're over 80, why is your mom around?
You're listening to Cyrus Says.
Alright, on this special episode of Cyrus Says, IPL double special, extra special. Remember, both our guests are on Skype, so if you can't hear what they're saying, you have to blame the cables in New York. For our Cock and Bull listeners, check the description for our discussion. One of the two.
Why follow your auntie's advice when you can follow Cyrus Says on Facebook and Twitter to stay updated about the latest shows?
Okay, IPL season here on Cyrus Says, I have to tell you rules that have to be followed, ladies and gentlemen, and they're not being followed. People are going berserk. Understand, when a ball is being bowled, and it takes about 7 to 11 seconds generally, you do not cross the TV. I've been screaming at people, I don't want to get sexist, but tends to be 78% women, 22% men. I've been screaming at people, do not cross the TV when the ball is being bowled. When the ball is over and the ball is dead and there's a sort of break in the action, cross the TV. Our TVs aren't that big, it takes about a second to cross, just wait. Or go under the TV, na? It's called Cyrus Says.
And that's what Cyrus Says.
The show, of course, is called Cyrus Says. Well, fortunately, we have two IPL fans. This is our IPL special edition of 2011 and a half. And rather, 11th edition, 2018 and a half. And we've got Nitin. I think, Nitin, you're in Pune?
Yeah, I'm in Pune. Hi, Cyrus.
No, but hi, but we need proof you're in Pune. So, read something. Read a sign.
यहाँ तुकड्याची मळा आहे.
Arey, superb. That's proof for me. I live with that. That's good. And we have Salil, is it? Where's Salil?
Yes, hi Cyrus, this is Salil. I'm from Delhi.
But where are you right now?
I am in Delhi right now.
You're in Delhi. Okay, so can we have some proof you're in Delhi so people know we're not lying?
I wish I could. I wish I could take the Skype account outside in the balcony. You could hear the people abusing.
No, you just shout "Bachao" really loudly, and I think that'll work.
Do you want me to play some Punjabi songs?
No, Baba, that could be Pune. Country's changing. All right. Okay, guys, let's talk cricket. I know you're cricket fans. So, Nitin, let's start with you. You're supporting?
RCB.
Oh, 1 minute. Talking about music, forget Punjabi music. We have to play Chennai now for RCB. Managed to win one game, but not looking that hot, huh, Nitin?
Hey, that's fine. We are going to win. I think today we are going to beat CSK. And after that, my prediction is we will be in top 4. Don't worry about that.
All right, before we bring Salil into it, let me just tell you one thing. I read a whole article on A.B. de Villiers when he made the 90 of 30 balls, saying that he was forced to watch some movie about the Boston Red Sox. And apparently the film is based on a 2004 World Series championship where they won the baseball championship after being 3-0 down. It's a best of 7. So from 3-0, they won 4 in a row. So basically they were so desperate that they had to watch this movie where basically they have to try and win everything to go forward from here. I think that's the message he was trying to send out. What do you think, Nitin? Little pressure?
There is little pressure, but as long as Kohli is there, ABD is there, I think they are getting into form now, and it's going to be, from today, it's going to change.
All right. He's just one of those guys who just has great self-belief, like Shane Warne. Let's move now to Salil. Where are you? Are you there?
Yes, Cyrus, I'm on.
Okay, first, before we go into your team, what's your thoughts on RCB? He's saying that they had one good game, no doubt about it, maybe 2, but frankly speaking, not looking that good momentum-wise.
Yeah, I think they have a good core of the team in terms of, Virat and A.B. de Villiers, and especially with Baz McCullum coming in, they do have balance to the side. I think what they've really missed is catching up some momentum, which I think they should be able to gather if they are able to win today at the time of recording.
Well, before the tournament started, people were saying 1, 2, 3, 4 in terms of batting is the best on paper. If you look at McCullum, de Kock, who last year had a great season, and then we have Virat Kohli, arguably best batsman in the world, and then A.B. de Villiers, arguably the genius batsman of the world. So, 1, 2, 3, 4 is fantastic.
Yeah, I think their bowling has always been an issue, not just this year, but over the past few years as well. I think last year, if you look at the IPL, the pitch that was laid out at Bangalore was a bit of a letdown, given the batting order that the team was. And this season, I think they've seen bowling performances in parts. For example, the Umesh Yadav spell that came in the last match, picking up 2 wickets of the first 2 balls.
Yeah, but that is the first part of the spell. There's also a second part of that spell.
Exactly my point as well. I think as a bowling unit, they've not been clicking as a unit. There have been individual spells here and there. That's where I think they need to work on.
Do you think Dr. Vijay Mallya would make a difference? Having a more flamboyant figure, having that kind of king of good times?
I think he's the best overseas player for RCB.
What about Siddharth? Siddhartha, he used to actually coach, apparently, and actually tell the cricketers what to do. Nitin?
I think he's chasing Deepika.
You're stuck in 2007 ka IPL, boss. All that has moved on. They've all moved on. Okay, Salil, how can you point fingers, bro? I hate to sound like Arnab Goswami, but how can you point fingers at RCB or any other team when you support Delhi Daredevils?
Honestly, Cyrus, Delhi Daredevils are a perfect lesson, and I think it's a lesson that should be taught in MBA schools about how not to run a franchise. Because looking at the history, if you just go back a few years ago when the IPL started, the very first season, the team that they had, it was absolutely fantastic. They had the right balance of, the local representation coming from Shikhar Dhawan, Gautam Gambhir, Virendra Sehwag. At the same time, they had some match winners like, AB de Villiers.
But I think the regionalism thing has gone out of the window here. I think no team is represented by the local boys much. I mean, Mumbai Indians won a couple of championships with like one Mumbaiker in the team. So I don't know if that's the reason, but please air your views. What are your frustrations about how they're running this show?
I think the real reason why Delhi has not been able to do well, in my opinion, again, is that the kind of players that they've let go of. If you just track the history of Delhi franchise in the IPL, they've let go of some really good match winners. I mean, I'm talking about AB de Villiers, Aaron Finch, David Warner, Glenn Maxwell, Morne Morkel, even Andre Russell for that matter. He was also part of the Delhi franchise at one point of time. And they let go of them. So you really can't come back if you're letting go of such match winners, and not just 1 year or 2 year, but repeatedly over year after year.
Yeah, so you're saying they didn't have that consistency? Is that your main problem?
Consistency, and also probably, identifying the talent. I mean, if you have match winners like Aaron Finch, David Warner, Morne Morkel, Andre Russell in your team, why would you ever want to release them and, let them go ahead and join another franchise?
But you're not blaming the other forces that could stop Delhi going ahead, such as Delhi roads, the air that we breathe, the politics of Delhi, the fact that you can't roam at night in IPL is mostly played at 8 o'clock. So many of the cricketers, the foreigners, are very scared to travel anywhere near Firozshah Kotla. What about those issues?
Well, to be honest, I think that's also one of the reasons why Delhi's, fan following has not really stuck with the franchise. Because if you talk about any other IPL franchise, every team has had a core that they've kind of, built the team around. You talk about Bangalore, they have Kohli, de Villiers, Gale till the last season. You talk about Kolkata, they have Narayan Russell, Gambhir also till the last season. Chennai has Dhoni, Ashwin, Raina. Mumbai's had Sachin, Rohit, Pollard, the Pandya brothers. Delhi's just never had a core that
That's a very good observation. Sahil, that's a very good observation. I'm going to give you 10 points for that. I just thought about it. You're absolutely spot on. Nitin, help Delhi.
Yeah.
Your brother in Delhi is dying because Delhi is not performing. So come on.
No, I think they are the permanent contender for number 8 spot, and I think Gambhir is trying really hard to stick to that.
Yaar, abhi khud maar khaya, abhi dobara kyun marega?
No, you can't compare Gambhir with Kohli. No? It's like comparing Tata Nano with Ferrari. There's just
that's not fair. That's not fair. He's a fantastic batsman. That's not fair at all. He's now perhaps, this is his 11th season. He's got a fairly good record. Let's not point fingers here. Gautam Gambhir has a fairly good record in the IPL.
He may be, but he's not a good captain, I think so. Because
he's won 2 championships. He's won 2 for Kolkata. How can you say that?
But that's Kolkata, right? I think that is the biggest.
What does that mean? That means you can captain Kolkata, but you can't captain Delhi. You're a good captain or a bad captain, not a geographical captain, yaar.
No, nothing good can come from Delhi. You have to accept that.
Yeah, let's just remind our friend Nitin that even Kohli is a Delhi boy.
Yeah, Kohli's confused. But AB de Villiers, he's like a Durban boy. What the hell is he doing here? Yeah, but Sahil, this is a bit of a problem now. You've got to put up with all these jokes for the rest of the season. It's unlikely that they're going to really win too many games, and you're going to have to put your head down and listen to people. Delhi this and Delhi that.
Absolutely fair enough. I don't think Delhi has a great chance of winning IPL this season either. It's just that, you look at some of the decisions that the franchise has made, and it's really baffling. Even if we just briefly touched upon the foreign players that they've let go of. Even if you talk about the Indian contingent, they've really let go of some match winners. People like Shikhar Dhawan, Umesh Yadav, Siddharth Kaul also. Last night he bowled a brilliant spell to bring Hyderabad back into the game. Mumbai being bowled out on 114 and then Hyderabad.
Because Mumbai is now becoming Delhi. In a way, Mumbai will now be Delhi, and our 2 rival cities are going to become one in terms of performance. Yeah.
Well, honestly, Cyrus, deviating from the Delhi franchise, there couldn't have been a more auspicious day for Mumbai to gain some momentum on, Sachin
Tendulkar's birthday. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So what are you saying on?
I just want to put it out there. It's my birthday today.
Nitin's your birthday. So that means RCB will lose. going by the superstition, never announce your birthday for the franchise that you want, because immediately there'll be a poor performance.
No, I think the problem with RCB is that they let go of a very good player. So we are missing Gale badly.
What do you mean?
They let go of Shane.
But What about Rahul?
Yeah, so I'm coming to that. So Rahul and Watson, so they let go of 3 players, and all
three
of
are
them
performing.
doing very good for their respective. Yeah. So Watson scored a century. Gale is different kind of form.
Yeah.
KL Rahul, I think, is the best batsman in this IPL season.
I think so. He's a very underrated performer. I think he's absolutely fantastic. 200 plus runs, and he's important runs every time.
Even his strike rate is very good, and he looks very aggressive when you open the innings. So he's doing very good for Kings 11.
Yeah.
And I think these 3 players are really hurting RCB. We don't have very good bowling, but again, we still have Umesh Yadav and Chahal, so it's just a matter of time. I think I'm very hopeful today things will change.
Well, let's put it this way. I don't want to be mean to Salil. Nitin, you have a chance of being in this business in the IPL finals, although a slim chance. But on the other hand, we don't have such good news for you, Salil. So can you tell us, where do you go from here now? I mean, what's the point of playing actually? If they lose one more game, it's out.
I think before this season's IPL started, there was all this, noise and excitement about Gambhir coming back, and they were calling it the homecoming, like Ghar Wapsi. He's returning from Kolkata to Calcutta.
Ghar Wapsi is totally different meaning, but just like a Delhi had to politicize the issue. Yeah, go ahead.
And, it kind of got the fans really excited as well, given Gambhir's track record, not just in terms of the runs, but also in terms of the captaincy, how he's led the KKR troops and, won 2 titles for them. We were already excited for the Delhi team, and given the kind of balance that, given the kind of team that came up through the auctions, they bought some real good match winners in terms of Glenn Maxwell, retaining some key players like Chris Morris, Rishabh Pant as well. But I think, all of them have kind of shown pieces of individual brilliances, like, Jason Roy, who's now, I just read a few minutes ago, he's also been injured and ruled out for a few matches. He won the match against Mumbai.
Correct.
Then again, Rishabh Pant's been in good form. He's also a contender for the orange cap, so he's been performing consistently well.
Yeah, but after playing the innings of his life, they still lost.
I know. I think the problem lies with Gambhir itself. He's been great so far in IPL all these seasons, but this particular season, I think Gambhir and Yuvraj have been really struggling to find form.
But I think on the other hand, there are some plus points. Liam Plunkett bowled arguably the best spell of the IPL so far. That's definitely a good man that they've got, good bang for their money. And the couple of foreigners are performing. Roy, once he comes back, you've got some confidence there. What about 1, 2 and 3? Are you happy with Prithvi Shaw at the top, Rishabh Pant and Gautam Gambhir?
I am a huge fan of Prithvi Shaw. I've been following him since he broke the record in Harris Shield a few years ago. And
the police will arrest you because he's underage. Be careful. Yeah.
No, I think Prithvi Shaw should open. I think Gambhir should probably come down in the order because
at what number?
Probably at 3. I would still go ahead with.
So Rishabh and Prithvi at top, and you're saying at 3 Gambhir.
Exactly. Because even for KKR, when they experimented with Narayan and Lynn opening at the top.
Yeah.
We used to come 1 down. I think 1 down or 2 down between him and
you come 1 down, but also there's right-left there. Here there's right-right. So the idea is to have right-left batting combinations.
Yeah, but Cyrus, again, I think the right-left combination really helps if you're able to get runs. We've been trying this combination for almost 5-6 matches now, and Gambhir's been really struggling to find form.
And when the captain is not really performing, that puts pressure on the team, all that is there. But I still back Gambhir. I think he's a very underrated batsman, and I think he's a very clever player. But it's just, look, they lost a couple of games by the skin of their teeth, firstly. I mean, the last one by 4 runs was, it was almost like a tragedy. They should have won that. So it's a little bit of luck involved as well, do you feel?
Yeah, there is. I mean, if you talk about luck, the first match that comes to my mind this particular season is the one against Rajasthan Royals, where had it not been a rain-impacted match that was cut down by Lakshman Lewis.
There you go.
That could have been an easy chase for a Delhi team, and a good start is half done, like they say. They probably could have gathered some momentum. And another thing I think which impacted Delhi's form is also the fact that all the matches, rather majority of the matches that they played so far, they've been away from home. I think recently the last match that they played was the first match at Kotla. Which again, unfortunately they lost, so you can't really blame them.
But in the last over, I always think that if you're losing the last ball, second last ball, we got to, it's been a good game.
Well, if you're trying to take solace in that, you talk about Mumbai. They rather lost some of the really close matches. I mean, almost 4 out of the 5-6 that they played. All of them were really close matches. But at the time of recording, if you talk about the match that happened last night, where do you go from there? Chasing 114 and got all out for 89, I think.
Yeah, I think 119. But yeah, it was a bit ridiculous. And you can't. Best batting wicket, they're saying. Wankhede Stadium, smallest ground. There's no problem whatsoever. 50-60 yard ka hit hai. I can hit a 6 there. But this is the beauty of cricket. Actually, all these permutations going in your favor, you still lose. But again, as we round it up here, coming back to Nitin for a second, who's been left out, I think he's just decided to give up on RCB. He's changed teams. I think in some ways, Salil, you're a more diehard supporter. I'll come back to you for the last one. But Nitin, RCB, like we said, still have a fighting chance. Such big names are there. It's got a huge following, arguably the second or third largest following in the country. Do you really think they can win from here, or are you just trying to say that because, that's your team?
No, I think they are going to win. They have the players to support. TD actually don't have any players. Apart from Gambhir and Rishabh Pant, I don't think so they have anyone else. We have 4 good players, 2 good bowlers. So it just takes one good game for Kohli to get into form.
See, I don't know about your 2 good bowlers. I'm sorry to say, it sounds a little odd to me. You might get a couple of wickets in the first over, but at the end of the day, if you go for 12 and over after that, it's it comes to the same thing.
See, you can't expect too much from Chahal in the T20. So Umesh Yadav has to take the responsibility because he's also playing for.
So you're saying Umesh should bowl spin?
No.
What are you saying? Yeah.
He's the only fast bowler India has.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think we have a slim chance, as you said. And I have faith in RCB. I'm not a diehard supporter of RCB. I'm a diehard supporter of Kohli. So I have faith in Kohli.
So next time Delhi meets RCB and Gautam Gambhir, Dally Boy plays Virat Kohli, Dally Boy, who's going to win that one? At least that's the fight within the fight.
That definitely. RCB. RCB is going to win that. No doubt.
He's really showing no empathy or sensitivity to the cause. Huh? Nitin, is that you laughing?
Yeah, I'm laughing.
Delhi, he's going on laughing.
I think Delhi... Delhi is the most underrated team. I think it's overrated given the way they are performing.
Underrated or overrated? Make up your mind, guys.
They shouldn't be even rated, the way they are playing. They should I have a suggestion for DD. The PSL is closed, Pakistan is closed. They should go and participate in PSL. And maybe they will win something there.
Oops. Yeah, but the Pakistan has their own Delhi. It's called Lahore. Apparently they didn't win a match in 12 years now. All right. Before we wind up, let's give the last word to Salil. Salil, where do you go from here, man? I mean, you're going to remain a loyal fan with things sinking?
Well, honestly, I've been fighting Delhi's cause for quite a few years, and it's been kind of a lost cause given the way some of the auctions, went out. This season, however, I was really hopeful given that, we had a good bowling attack, but then again, just before the IPL began, we had, Kagiso Rabada, one of the finest bowlers in T20.
Who's at his peak form at the moment, yeah.
Exactly. If you look at the South African tour, he was really performing great, well there.
And Gambhir mentioned him in an interview saying he's our main gun and all that. So in a way that, but then Liam Plunkett performed. I thought they bowled well enough. They should have scored 143. Yeah. Come on, let's be honest. The bowling wasn't the problem. They just couldn't score 143.
True. I think, the problem is then again with, Delhi, it's some of the Sehwag hangover that's still probably looming over the Delhi team. Gambhir struggling to find form. Glenn Maxwell is the kind of player who you cannot just walk up to him and tell him how to play or, take one ball.
Yeah, but how many games is he going to just be? Put him at number 3, doesn't perform? I don't know. How many games are you going to give a guy? Reputation is fine, but what, 5 games, 6 games?
Yeah, to be honest, in my opinion, I think Colin Munro should, be given another chance instead of Glenn Maxwell, given that Maxwell has already been...
And Colin Munro has had a very good 12 months in the limited form, if you look at international cricket.
Exactly. True. So I think Colin Munro should be coming in. Dan Christian is a good all-rounder. Since Chris Morris has been struggling to find form, we have a world-class bowler in the form of Trent Boult. I won't go into...
So Boult, Plunkett and Christian pick themselves. That leaves you with one foreigner. Yeah. Once Roy is fit, I suppose he picks himself at the moment.
Yeah, those would be the 4 that I'll go with.
Mm-hmm. All right. I still think on paper it's a very solid team. And I think if Gotham starts batting well, I don't know if they can come back. It's mathematically possible, but unlikely. But at least it'll give something for you guys to cheer about, right?
Exactly.
And,
one last thing. Is it possible that they're following the odd-even principle of Chief Minister Kejriwal? Ki odd pe haar jayega, fir even pe haar jayega. Odd pe haar jayega, fir even pe har jayega. I don't know. I'm just asking.
Are you talking about the odd-even year in terms of the IPLs? Because, if that's the logic that you're following, then Delhi's been consistently losing all season.
All right. Salil has no choice but to make fun, to get over this, which is fair. It's a brave attempt by you, and I salute you for that. Nitin, Salil, thank you for joining us. We'll see how it all pans out for both Delhi and of course Bangalore. Not looking that good for Delhi. Possible chance for Bangalore, but these two diehard supporters are going to stand by their teams. It's like having really ugly girlfriends and saying it doesn't matter, I still love you. Am I right?
How do you know?
All right, guys. Cheers. We'll see you soon. Okay, time for a break here on Cyrus.
Thanks,
See you guys.
Yeah. It's IVM here, let's go. We the IVM kids on the block over here. Just to talk, taking a break from producing all day. Coming on this podcast cause we got stuff to say. IVM Daily is the name of the show. Monday to Friday, we ready to go. Talking about stuff in our head. We might even talk about our favorite bread. Signing out, it's IVM here, the podcast network that's in your ear.
Catch IVM Daily, Monday to Friday on the IVM Podcast app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back. We've got rid of Nitin and Salil. I finally get his name right.
Yeah, not Sahil.
Supporting RCB and Delhi Daredevils. That's like supporting Bangladesh and Myanmar in FIFA.
Sure, what you said.
In football. Not FIFA, which you play at home, but real football. You guys look so excited when I say football. What a team to have with me. Amit Doshi, I hate sports. Janam, I don't like sports. Stop. Don't make sexual.
It's a special pants for special occasions, not for playing sports and getting dirty.
I'll let him speak for 30 seconds, air his sexual grievances, and then we'll move on.
I've gotten to speak.
Are you the anchor for the show?
No. I am the
producer.
I'm the anvil for the show.
Janam is the token woman that we have to put on the show. You've said so we'll call
that. The token woman
Amit is the owner of the franchise. We have to tolerate him. It's like the owners in the dugouts in the IPL. They're standing there and you have to tolerate them because they own it. What about you?
I am the floating balloon.
So who the hell am I? What do I do? I offer no service on the show whatsoever.
You're the talent, Cyrus.
No. Don't put the pressure on me. Janam, from now on, you're the talent.
He brings out the talent in other people.
Yeah, I'm the token woman. You be the talent. And you, I don't know what you're doing. Start.
I have no idea.
In the words of Anu Kapoor, start.
I just got a thank you from Salil.
Start.
He said, thanks for having me, Naveen. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Take it offline. You and Salil. In the meantime, let's move on with our show.
Let's discuss, just yesterday when we were getting the topics ready for the show today, the Sanju trailer dropped, which is Ranbir Kapoor playing Sanjay Dutt.
And what makeup, man.
And really good work. I was
in fact, after seeing it, I thought, and then I saw Sanjay Dutt's interview and I thought he was the fake Sanjay Dutt.
Yeah.
Because he was that good, the makeup.
Yeah, no, it looked pretty impressive. I saw some of those pictures and it was like, wow, that's kind of...
The makeup, the voice, the body
know
language.
This theory that when you like the trailer or the promo, generally it always is a bad film. When everybody likes the promo, there's this theory out there.
It's a Rajkumar Hirani movie after a while.
But any Hirani movie is ultimately Irani with an H. So I don't know. I'm not that confident. Yeah.
No, I think it should be interesting. I hope that's good. I mean, like, it's an interesting story, right? Sanjay
Dutt
has that,
it's a very interesting story. And only Indians have the capacity to make a biopic on people who are very much alive.
Not just alive, like...
working in their field and everything.
You know why I would watch it? If any chance like they made Sunil Dutt as Rishi Kapoor. Like, if Rishi Kapoor plays Sunil Dutt in the movie, then I'll watch the movie.
Right.
Just to keep the continuity going.
Okay, fair enough.
Seems very unlikely.
Maybe
they will cast somebody, right? Somebody will have to be Nargis, somebody will have to be Sunil Dutt.
Sunil Dutt is Paresh Rawal.
Yeah?
Paresh Rawal.
Oh, damn.
Everything.
Yeah. You have to now, BJP government, you have to have one BJP actor in each film.
It's a year of biopics.
Are you making this up or are you just...
Isn't Paresh Rawal also playing Modi in his biopic?
Yeah. You can play two characters.
What a versatile...
Yeah, very versatile. Modi himself is playing a few characters. There's a guy in London, there's a guy in China.
Very versatile. Paresh Rawal would be horrendous as Sunil Dutt. He looks nothing like him.
You obviously don't believe in cinema, Amit Doshi.
I do believe in cinema.
Too many prejudices.
I do.
And you're always against our Gujarati brethren. And what kind of person are you?
That is okay. I guess that is true.
Yeah, it is. I just realized you're always criticizing our own people.
Our own people?
Yeah.
All right, Paresh Rawal, but dude, he doesn't fit.
So who would you cast?
As Sunil Dutt?
Yeah.
Sanjay Dutt.
That's a stupid answer, but correct. Spot on, yeah.
Or Neetu.
Who is
Why?
Ranbir Kapoor's mother.
Oh.
That's just mean.
No, she can also.
She can what?
Remember
that's not even funny.
Wait. Kate Blanchett played Bob Dylan. How about that? You can do that.
No, but that's different. There's a reason for doing that. They're trying to show, go beyond gender for some reason.
What about Kamal
disrespect.
Hassan?
The way you said it was like a joke. Don't you dare hide behind that. Apologize right now to the Kapoor family.
Apologize.
Ranbir Kapoor was so nice to me on a Red FM show. He hugged me and said, "You're the master." I think he mistook me for Sajid Khan.
I don't like doing a BDSM thing amongst ourselves.
We do. We don't include you. We're hetero. Sorry about that, bro. Stay where you belong. I like to keep the lines drawn. Yeah.
Okay.
Naveen, what's next?
Next up, we have Saroj Khan. Who hasn't been heard since Nach Baliye.
Why? First you attack the Kapoors.
I have to.
She's a very sweet lady, by the way.
She is, but I don't know what she said was
set up the story, please.
Okay, so the story is that
casting
she said,
couch.
she spoke about casting couch and she said that at least you're not getting raped. It's not rape and leave. It's just you're getting what you want.
No, if both parties, I think her point was if both parties are, what is the right word, open?
She said something like
if
the girl is okay, that's why she's doing it.
Yeah,
there is consent involved.
So what her point was is, the woman has accepted this as an option. So from that point of view, it's not rape.
Yeah, but my point is, why is this an option? Why does it exist?
That's a social issue.
Yeah.
We're talking about the specific issue. There's two issues here. Specifically, a person, let's call her Jayanti, goes and meets the director. Director tries his luck with Jayanti. She says, okay, I don't mind. I want to be an actress. Right? Fair enough?
Yeah.
So in that specific, let's go around the room. Do you think it's rape, Naveen?
I think it is.
because he's used his position, but she said yes. So she wants the job.
But she shouldn't have to.
She's an adult.
Even if it's not rape,
it's subtle coercion. But she
there's
still
nothing
said
subtle.
yes.
There's nothing
Sexual
subtle.
favors being...
There's nothing subtle.
He's not put his hand on her and
there's nothing
attacked
subtle
her.
here, though.
I'm not taking a side. I'm just putting it out there.
It's coercion. I mean, it might not
she's
be
still the victim, is what
violent
you're saying.
rape,
Yeah,
but it
it's
is
sexual
coercion.
harassment.
Yeah,
Clearly.
you're leveraging your
more than
power
sexual
to
harassment.
get
It's-
someone like a job. So that's basically...
She wouldn't willingly... See, if that option didn't exist, she wouldn't willingly go to him and be like, hey, I want to sleep with you and give me the job.
I don't think that would have happened too
Yeah,
often. No.
so-
no.
Yeah, no,
Wow,
so-
what a good-looking 86-year-old producer. I would love to be with him in bed. No,
There is a pretty senior director and everybody has...
Names.
I can't give names.
Yeah, give it,
But
rhyme
I've
it.
heard
Like it
stories-
was Dinesh, say Vinesh.
Okay, it's...
Come on, rhyme it. If you rhyme it, they can't catch you.
what do they call being in a hurry in Hindi?
Jald.
Or?
Tez.
No. It's...
No names.
You're asking us to
no
Google?
names. Amit's looking at me like...
Amit is so scared because there's cases against him. Which haven't been dropped yet. Filed by me, by the way.
But like so many of my female friends have told me when they've gone
You
to
have one
audition-
female friend.
I have two.
Two. Okay.
One is in this room.
Yeah. So you have one outside the podcast. You have one female friend.
Who I used
You
for
were
all my
right.
stories. So this one, she said that she saw him sitting pantsless.
Who? This guy?
Yeah.
Nameless guy, okay.
The director was very famous, made a lot of movies.
Pantless, yeah. Famous
We
story.
all
I
know
know.
the story.
Plays the piano and all that.
Yeah, and she saw him for real.
Yeah, we've all heard this story.
Yeah.
Plays the
for real.
piano pantless.
I haven't heard it.
What is that to hear? So when he gets up, he's wearing a shirt without pants.
Okay.
Right, so he
That's
talks
his
normally.
Yeah.
He talks normally to her about the picture, ki ye hai plot, ye hai khani, ye karne hai, ye wo karne hai. Then he gets up physically and he's nude from the waist down.
And this is in his office?
Yes, in his office.
Oh, God.
You can only imagine it's a very ghastly sight.
No, that now is your aesthetic sensibilities. I would not judge so quickly.
See, I dig chubby
don't know.
dudes, but I think even that is like far gone for me by that standard.
No, but that's just creepy, man. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just there is no excuse for that kind of.
I'm still more creeped out by the metro work. But each one has their own pain and anguish. And
No, but like since Saroj Khan said this, I'm just wondering if this happens
Again, I
in reverse
think-
Texas also. Now she's a famous dancer choreographer,
does.
so like you have to put like if
No, of course.
that happens in the
but let's
dancing
keep it in
industry.
perspective.
Listen,
it does happen in
happens
reverse.
across every this. It happens male, female, female, male, male, male. It happens
all that.
everywhere.
But the thing is, that at the end of the day, women are 90% more likely to be victims than men. That is a true figure across the world.
Absolutely.
So, and then again, there are a few men who don't mind being victims. I'm not pointing fingers at you, Amit, or you, Naveen, but, I've known a few.
Okay, fair enough. No, it's a absolutely insane thing to say. I don't understand this kind of stupid ass thinking, right? I mean, like, where is how?
But to play devil's advocate, then why do they say yes?
Because you want, dude. It's
desperate
not
to be,
it's not an
getting
equal
work.
relationship. It's not an equal relationship, right? If there is equality, then
So
you can
women
say
who have
it.
said yes to me, for example, there's a chance that I've exploited the situation and they really wouldn't
Well, I
have said
mean, like,
yes.
if you were giving somebody a job on one of your shows, then yeah, you were.
No one wanted a job.
There you go.
Plus,
So
I
then
want
you
to know
weren't.
Every time I offer them, they'd be like,
what
no.
is the success rate of casting couch? That's something that we don't talk about. Like, if the casting couch has happened and then you don't get cast, then you're basically
That's
just like
casting out. Jeez, that's wrong.
Yeah, it's like
Casting
stranded
out.
over there.
But I mean, like, there is a sort of significant amount of that kind of stuff as well.
So they're
because
false promises. That's
there
rape.
are
then.
lots of false promises. Dude, it doesn't matter the promise that you're making a promise for a professional thing for some sort of So I mean, like, so here's the thing, right? When it comes to this kind of thing, right? When it comes to business, just generally, I believe that if you participate in the market, you have to play by rules which make it fair, right? And this is unfair. Right? If you are, I believe.
I
it
just
very
think that,
strongly.
if you're going to be forced to do this and then they don't give you the role, they should at least let you keep the couch. I'm not to belittle the subject, but
Who
at
would
least...
want the couch?
Because some of these couches are fantastic. These guys have a good eye for furniture. Not
Okay.
for, the rest, but they like their furniture.
Okay.
Look at the actors, they're so wooden. Let's move. Next.
Next, let's talk about another famous rapist, Asaram Bapu.
Shoot. This guy doesn't put his
this time we can drop a name. We can drop a name because he's going to jail.
comedians, old world comedians scared to say anything. New world comedian just says everything.
I didn't say the earlier guy's name. Now I'm saying Asaram Bapu because convicted is going to jail like at 2 o'clock today.
Finally.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that.
And his son, by the way, yeah?
Yeah?
It's a father and son, which is, I was just discussing this in the other studio. It was like, when you think about how you get into the business, I'm again, not belittling it, but all over the world, it's like, dad's a lawyer, so it's your
What
firm.
happened to MSG?
He's in jail now, no?
Oh, he is?
But he got his bail also.
No, he's in jail.
He got his bail, beach mein, like.
MSG is in jail at the moment.
Okay.
In some sort of jail.
I think he's in jail.
Yeah, he's not got bail. No.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's too politicized. It's not that easy now. The one who will walk out most likely is Manu Sharma.
Yeah.
He served time. We've discussed that. We'll come to that in a second. Let's finish Asaram Bapu. So quickly around the room, Mr. Amit
Throw
Doshi.
away the key.
Throw away the key, yeah. And then there's too many of these godmen out there in our country and perhaps across the world where they preach this kind of, spiritual upliftment and higher ideals and all that, and they turn out to be the worst people in the world.
No, that's what makes it even worse, right? I mean, like, it's not just that you are a rapist, which is bad enough.
But you're a false prophet.
But you are also kind of like, you're a cult leader, right? Essentially, you are making people think
really
that this
believe
is,
in you.
Yeah,
whatever said and done, at the end of the day, people really invest in you. You're like a parent to a lot of people.
I mean, like, I don't want to say it, but people are dumb. A person is smart, people are dumb.
The way they basically get carried away. And the thing is, with, like, for example, now Ram Rahim's case, right?
Yeah.
He kind of went out and helped a lot of insan and then beach mein 4 more adjectives. He only has. So he went around.
I told you, modern comedian. Get your legal team.
Uplifting all the poor people from that area, right? From
they did work.
They did work. But that, again, like, always there's a up and down.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't say, look, I paid 20 lakhs and built a school here, so I'll sleep with everyone in this village.
The interesting conversation here that we can bring out is the Wild Wild Country documentary that recently came out.
Fantastic.
And that blew a lot of people's mind that none of us in India, like, I did not know about Osho's whole
What I got out of that was you can park 99 Rolls Royces in Oregon. Yeah. That's fantastic. Imagine 99 Rolls Royces in South Mumbai. No way, brother. No way.
He's got 99 Rolls Royces, but not freedom.
He got freedom.
He got freedom.
He got death also after that.
I just made it on
but from what we got from the thing is Ma Anand and Sheila, now that we've diversed there, or segued there, who was the real villain. Not to say that he was not in the know, but I somehow felt that he didn't have enough power. Sometimes power gets hijacked.
If it was power, right? I mean, again, I haven't seen the documentary, but I mean, like, this is my general...
But you've been a close friend and confidant of Ma Anand and Sheila.
Not...
letters exchanged between you and her.
I know people who got involved in Osho stuff, right, back in the 70s and 80s, right? Yeah. And I don't think that it was that he was completely unaware, but at the same time, I think that he was kind of kept away from what was happening, the nastier aspects of things.
Do you know that he was named after a Jim Morrison song?
Osho.
Oh, show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't. Okay, let's raise the level of the program with Navin.
So yeah, again, like, blind faith led to public poisoning back in the day when that happened.
Yeah.
And, like, there are people who will do anything for these guys, including when they tell women that you have to sleep with me to feel.
That's why I don't understand what kind of spiritual awakening involves that if you sleep with me, your problems will become lighter.
I think people are just using this everywhere in profession and spirituality.
Yeah. But when I try that, nobody takes me seriously. I like, you think we should sleep together? They walk off. Sometimes they spit on you.
Like, you've got all these apps out there to have sex now. Why are you, like, still doing this? Why are you forming a cult or a director or producer studio?
Just there's so many easier ways, like the morgue. I mean, if you're weird, there's so many other things.
You know what morgue means in Konkani? Love.
Really?
Yeah.
So one man's death, another man's love.
Yes.
The cultures come full circle. Next topic, please, Naveen.
Okay, are we done?
Of course.
Because we're talking about the life and times of a Prime Minister's travels, the travelling pants of BJP sisterhood.
Go on.
You just want to keep coming back to your pants, man.
And more importantly,
Jaanam, let's put a picture of Naveen's pants on social media.
I think we must put a picture. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is just for you because people don't understand what we go through in the podcast. The pain here is worse than Asaram Bapu's preaching.
I got to flaunt my booty and then you take a photo.
No booty. The pants are bad enough. We don't want to go through that.
They're enunciating
What's in the pants is the horror show that we get to 2 years later. They earn that. They don't earn the right yet.
On a couch?
Yeah, we just discussed it. Yeah. We don't have a couch. We're a cheap podcast.
So,
2 chairs.
Our beloved Supreme Leader is in China.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts?
Yeah.
He's been all over the world, man.
Yeah.
Well, he's gone to Western Europe. He's gone to China
he's
next.
Pitbull now.
Now, the problem with China is the two things they have to discuss. One is what do we do with Pakistan? Both are not quite clear. And secondly, this whole border dispute. China is very clear there is no border dispute. They just showed him their map. It's totally different. This is the map. You got Gujarat. And about after that, it's all ours.
It's a dynamic map. It's moving. Tomorrow it'll move 30 more kilometers.
It's very amazing. He's annexed Bengal, but not taking Bihar. Please. I tell you, leaders, the things they talk about.
Also, he wants ideas as to how to become the leader for the rest of his tenure.
But Xi is not a hugger. Maybe Chinese, as against maybe some other cultures, like Latin culture, where you do a lot of hugging and touching, Arab cultures. But Chinese, perhaps at least Xi is not a...
Trump and Macron can't keep their hands off each other.
There's a site for that. It's called Pornhub. Just check it out, guys. I've got lots of good stuff there for you.
Yeah. Orangutan bangs.
Why are you out with the animals? Leave my animals alone. You can insult them. Leave the orangutan. Such a beautiful animal. Have you ever met an orangutan?
I have.
By the way,
shook hands with it, gave it a banana and everything. Not metaphorical.
Okay,
Not for real, I went to
your love for animals exceeds mine. I respectfully decline the offer. You gave your banana to an orangutan.
Not my banana.
And now Borneo and India have been brought closer together by your friggin' banana. Move on.
So that's what, like, now two things that we have.
Jaanam, by the way, kept a silence on that. Huh? She has no interest in orangutans. Yeah.
Or bananas.
Stop it.
No? Okay.
As in the fruit, no.
Okay.
It's not a fruit. It's actually not a fruit. It's not.
What is it?
The banana that we eat, the potassium content banana, it comes under vegetables. It doesn't come under fruit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
These are one of those strict questions. And the stupid
Like how
teachers.
tomato is a fruit.
Tomato is a fruit.
Absolutely. Now, you know about tomato, you don't know about bananas. You see that? That's racism. Right there is fruit vegetableism.
I had no idea.
You have no idea about anything except orangutans.
But I think Jains are the only people who use banana as a vegetable. Right?
Yeah, we do. We do have keda no shak.
Yeah.
We have
I think only they
keda
got
no
it
shak
right.
and
Smart
kacha
observation.
keda no
But
shak.
coming back to you.
Why?
Which of the animals do you feed? And with what?
Have you heard of elephant
Have you
food?
given berries to anything? Go on.
I've fed grapes too.
No.
Okay. Last topic we'll discuss before we go into AMAs.
How do we bring the show down? I mean, I thought it could go any lower.
Well, just
The only people listening are orangutans. Oh, they like us.
start with my lower half. That's
Where's
why.
my banana?
Abhishek Mishra, member of VHP,
Yeah.
tweeted on Twitter
Yeah.
saying that cancel my Ola.
No, so he got the driver, and then having seen that the driver's whatever Islamic name, he got then he did this.
Cancel my Ola because my driver was Muslim, not paying the terrorist.
Not giving money to fund
The jihadi.
terrorism. The
Yeah.
jihadi,
That's the
yeah.
term.
Yeah, so then that became the tweet, and over the course of yesterday, Twitter exploded with all these Ola jokes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was quite interesting. Like, to look like...
But what day and age do we live in where a guy who's from a political party whose name we shouldn't mention, VHP, goes ahead and makes a communal comment like that? I mean, any person, educated or non-educated, anyone knows that's a wrong comment to make. Whether you like it or not, believe it or not, who would say it out there?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, there's no
an
fear
arrogance to that.
No, but there's no fear to talking about this stuff
Yeah,
anymore.
so you're
right?
saying we're living in times where people like that feel free to exercise their views.
Exactly.
Where the Ku Klux Klan feels free to come back while Trump is in
It's the same
power.
kind of thing, right? It really is the same kind of thing. I mean, this kind of comment's been normalized to an extent, right? I mean, like, not to this degree. This is like, a whole different level of bigotry. But there is a lot of soft bigotry that has been going on, and that's been completely
For me
normalized.
personally, I believe all humans are made the same, and the only time I want to know what community you are is when I go to a wedding. Because if it's a veg wedding, I'm gone.
Yeah.
I'm out of there.
So as per the law, section 153
Or 169, your favorite, yeah.
So he can actually go to jail for saying this on.
Listen, our politicians have
I
made
feel he
comments.
should.
Some of them are serving chief ministers right
I
now.
don't think he should go to jail. I'm sorry.
No.
I have no patience with what he said.
freedom of- yeah.
But I don't think people should go to jail for speech.
No,
For
once-
instigating enmity between
I don't think
No,
people should go to jail
but
for
then you have to
speech.
prove a riot has happened. You have to prove that a fight has taken place, loss of life has happened. It's a complicated law. It's not a black and white thing. But I think Amit is right. At the end of the day, it's a democracy.
He's
You
a
air your
jackass.
views.
He's a
If you're
shithead. I would kick him in the face if I saw him.
If
but
you're a
I don't
supporter of
think he should go
Adolf
to
Hitler,
jail.
for example, you're a supporter of Adolf Hitler. We don't like it. But at the end of the day, you can't have it both ways. Either we're a democracy or we're not. Now, having said that, he's an idiot. There's no question.
Yeah.
Let's just absolutely say. Because what I hate is the unnecessary provocation. Why? You know where you live. You know what kind of country we're in. Why would you provoke someone? If you're such a tough guy who wants to change the world, go fight
He's
ISIS.
a Twitter tough
We'll
guy.
give you a gun. We'll send you to Syria border. We'll point in the direction. Go
It's
fight
easy
ISIS.
Start your own
to
cab
be
service.
a tough guy when you're on Twitter, right?
Tough guy against an Uber driver who's working hard 12 hours a day to pay
Yeah.
bills and put his 2 kids through school.
Start your own cab service with like yellow app or whatever.
No,
orange
they
app or
tried that. They tried that.
Meru.
Oh, Uber. Struggling.
So
Sorry, Amit. No
Why?
card
What do I
carrying
care?
member.
So the only-
They have the VHP, you have your Uber.
The only riot that was caused was on Twitter because people came up with the most hilarious survey of.
Give us one or two, no?
Yeah, so one was cancel my Ola because the driver's name was Achhe Din. It's been 4 years and he's not here
Super.
yet.
Super.
This is from Avi on Twitter. Next one is cancelled an Ola cab because driver's name was Salman Khan.
But not communal. Just bad driving.
और बाइसाइड में फुटपाथ पे खड़ा था. Kritika Singh's tweet is cancel an Ola because driver's name was Rahul Gandhi. Can't trust these kids with driving. Cancel my Ola
Sort
because
of didn't go the other two were much bigger.
next one is cancel an Ola cab because driver was called Vikas और उसके आने की उम्मीद नहीं. Even I tweeted, but I did a spin on it.
Tell us.
Please, yes.
Cancelled my Ole because I don't want to fight 7 kinds of skin aging. That was the tweet.
And you can get more things like this from Navin Narona's Twitter account.
Nice. Come on, Jaanam, do one on the spot. Cancel your Ola for?
I have none. I don't know.
And comedy is dead, ladies and gentlemen. Comedy
I'm
is
not a
truly
comedian.
dead. What do you think we are? I'm a marketing executive stuck in this damn job. You think I wanted? I can't even hail an Ola anymore. Well, that's hilarious, but Manmohan Desai will have to make a film all over again. 3 Ola drivers, each one, Amar, Akbar, Anthony, and they bring peace to the nation. Ding dong,
All 3 cars have one pipe going with
Yeah. The mother, the 4th Ola in the back holding the pipes.
The mother Ola.
Oh, I love Manmohan Desai. He really is the only patriot I've ever found in this country.
He's the best.
He's the best. Yeah.
I think we're done. Jaanam, you were sensational.
AMA time.
EMA time.
Hey friend, so if you're listening to a podcast right now, you're probably some kind of a nerd. A nerd at heart at least. So maybe, just maybe, you might like another podcast about nerds, by nerds, and for nerds.
It's called Geek Fruit, a community to unite estranged geeks from across India and later on the world. We talk about television, movies, science fiction, adventure, fantasy, etc. Anything nerdy, it's all here on Geek Fruit. You can catch a fresh episode every Monday,
and you can check us out on any of your favorite podcast apps, like my favorite podcast app, the IVM podcast app. Give me my money, IVM.
Good plug.
Happy listening, you nerds.
If you have any questions for Cyrus, write to us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Or you can send an email to whatcyrussays@gmail.com.
Here on the AMAs, the first question is with this young girl, Jaanam, 14 years old. By the way,
Oh,
you have a 15-year-old shoot.
Backwards aged.
That would be a problem for me. I'd have child labor on my case.
No, it's not labor. You're not paying her. It's your niece.
Jaanam, I'm not paying you?
No.
Good to know.
It's the labor of love.
Somehow I find the Gujarati genes in Amit. He's lost most of them, but I find them. Yeah.
Okay, so Sudarshan is saying, I'm a big fan, have listened to all the episodes of Cyrus Says, and a common thread I have noticed in the episodes is Cyrus mentioning midgets. So Cyrus, what's with you and the vertically challenged?
As if we need more lawsuits. I mean, you attack I mean, really.
This Sudarshan's was.
I like that. Who came up with this term vertically challenged?
It's always been a thing.
This is Donald Trump because he likes to be politically correct.
You keep dropping their names every now and then. Surely there's an interesting story there.
You know, I actually used to be very scared of vertically challenged personnel. Let's call them vertically challenged Valas because they're Indian versions. I don't know if you guys have similar stories. 2 things that scared me were clowns and vertically challenged people. Okay, if they came near the car or whatever, for whatever reason. I can't explain why. Maybe it's in the subconscious. And then the worst thing happened to me, doing MTV promo, and they got these 4 Russian girls, and all the boys were teasing me. Brocha, 8 ghanta ka shift, aaj to karega barabar, na? 8 ghanta ka shift, there's 4 Russian girls. Brocha, I was very happy. I go there, and then I sit on my throne, the whole thing is I'm like a king, and these 2 midget clowns or vertically challenged clowns come with makeup. So I have 8-hour shift. The women aren't in my shot. They're cutaways. And I'm stuck with these 2 guys interacting with them.
Were the clowns Russians?
Yeah, I don't know. I imploded inside my body. I was like, I don't know. Comedy ka kya hua? Where's his energy? I was so scared. But I think I got over it because I was forced to spend some time with them. It's almost like a metaphor for the country. If Hindus, Muslims, different castes live together, people tend to get over it after some time. But I was scared. But I don't know why I mentioned it. It might be in the subconscious. I don't know.
A lot of times.
Yeah, it does come up. It does come up every year.
God, you guys, the knives are out. Who made you so tall?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
No, but the funniest joke I've read about or heard about midgets is by Ralphie May. He recently passed away. He's like, imagine their lives. All day long, just like walking around smelling farts because they're at the same level as everybody's butts. It's just like,
I was thinking, what if you're a midget and you always have less money? So everywhere you go, they say, okay, bill time. You say, sorry, I can't pay, I'm short.
They can't go to amusement parks. I think
that's not the point of this.
In fact, they get like a discount.
Stop!
Yeah.
You're starting it! No, just stop it.
Sudarshan, clearly we are a bunch of completely
sensitive. And here we are talking about, women, empowerment and save the world and blah, blah, blue, but we're just a bunch of...
But hey, we all laugh about it. But we can't see if they're laughing or not because we can't.
So I'm not very tall myself. But Jaanam, next question.
Chiku on Twitter says, why are you laughing?
Chiku on Twitter.
Both names seem to come from a community. Yes, go ahead.
Why do you think these days many people prefer Western toilets than Indian toilets? Which one do you prefer?
I pee anywhere. I'm an Indian.
You're talking about poop.
Oh, that doesn't happen too often after 46. But, I think we're grown up with WC, so it's a little difficult. In fact, when we go back to the old thing and then try to do a squat and you hurt yourself and your knee breaks and all that.
Yeah.
So, but apparently, it's a far more healthy version in terms of removing stuff from your body, since you won't have this discussion, the Indian way. So, from a scientific point of view, the way the body is positioned, and if you can hold the posture, it's supposed to be far more healthy and far more efficient. We will now do a demonstration, Naveen. Can you get the closest midget?
My pants are comfortable enough to do that also.
Can you get the closest?
We'll post a picture.
You know what? I'm amazed by these guys.
I got to tell you one more story.
These guys. Go on.
Quickly. No, so Kunal's relative, my friend Kunal, so they went to Mahabaleshwar when he was a kid, and they used to have those open toilet things, so it would go out from the house.
Right.
You're in the toilet, but it's like an outhouse, and so there's like an opening where the stuff goes out.
Okay.
Right?
Into the field and stuff like that.
Yeah, in the field. So the lady is doing her thing early morning, and suddenly she feels something wet on her behind. Looks down, it's a pig's snout and tongue.
Oh.
It's called being one with nature. Now come with me. Look at the trees and the birds.
I didn't know you called Kunal that as well. But
hey, after attacking midgets in the VHP, let's give Kunal a shout. Come on.
Oink, oink.
Oink, oink. What's next?
If you had to pick a current dream team to play for you in the IPL, what would your team be?
Oh boy, it's going to take 15 minutes to answer. But
top 5 players.
On current form, 11. I keep Rahul and Gale at the top, whatever happens. Because I think they're the best opening combination.
Rahul who?
KL Rahul.
Okay. I know Dravid is still back.
No. God, you got the brain of a midday reporter. Yeah. All right, this is going to take too long to answer. We'll save this for a cricketing time. But let's just say that Mumbai and Delhi players will struggle.
I'll tell you what, we'll get Cyrus to write out his 11 and we'll post that also on social media, which you can find on IVM Podcast. Please
like
go
I mentioned, Mumbai and Delhi players, please apply. Only one position is left for you all. Huh.
Moving on, have you ever had an interviewee get
I like that moving on better. It was the most clinical moving on I've ever heard. It's like when a doctor says, open your mouth. With no feeling, you go to a dentist and they go, open your mouth. Or why do they have no feeling, doctors?
Yeah.
Have you ever gone to doctors and they
You have
talk?
cancer, moving on, there's my bill.
Absolutely. Yeah. You've got cancer. Yeah, they say it like that.
Yeah.
Of course, they should overact. You've got cancer.
I think it's a coping mechanism.
I think you just get dulled after some time because you're doing it so often. It's like when you and your wife are, like, do you and no, okay, whatever. It's just after some time it's the same thing. Nobody else being married. Nobody cares. Jaanam is looking away thinking, this is what Indian men are like. She's got to call Pune right now. What's his name?
Never mind.
Never mind. This is the strangest name a Zoshi man has ever had in his life. Yeah.
Okay, so this tweet doesn't have a name at the end, but have you
Never
ever
mind.
had an interviewee get offended and walk off? How would you handle such a situation?
I think Govinda got offended once when on MTV. He misunderstood some question, but Govinda is a different kettle of fish. Beyond that, I think not really. No, people generally, even if they are offended, they won't show it because they're intelligent enough to handle things. Have you had anyone?
They're not really. I don't think so. People basically have their PR call later and say that.
Yeah,
hey,
take this off, take this on, all that. But did we have anyone who was really slighted? I can't remember.
I don't think so.
Not on this show.
I don't think so. We're friendly, right? I mean, the vibe is friendly. I mean, like, we're not confrontational.
And we are also promoting.
We had somebody who got upset a year later.
But she was not well or something.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Girl, no?
Yeah, I don't know
exactly.
exactly.
Attacked the watchman.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what the issue was over there.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, she got upset over things. Like a year later, she came.
And what we did the right thing, Jaanam. We blamed Naveen, who wasn't even employed with us
at the time. Yeah.
I mean, it's just the perfect thing to do.
I need to hear about this later.
There was one time last year when there were very incessant rains and all of us were cancelling this recording.
Right.
The guest came to the gate of the building. I could not answer my phone because I was wet myself. So she got angry and she just took the car and went home.
Yeah. So what happened is in the history of the world, the only time the guest was here, nobody else was here. Now I don't know whether she lived nearby or whether she left from town.
She was far.
From town.
So for some reason she managed to come.
Yeah.
I came from
Pune. At least see Cyrus and then
Bona,
then it'll feel at least a little better.
Yeah.
But then she just bounced.
But you didn't PR fight a little later? You didn't call her up and put
I apologize and everything, but the rains were out of our control.
Yeah. But she knew it was, everybody, that was a terrible Tuesday. Everybody knew that.
Everybody knew that. So.
Yeah. No,
I in fact planned that day never to go back home. I said I have an opportunity. It's taking me 4.5 hours. I can leave this family and I can start a new one. Yeah. And I got lots of offers.
But in suburbs.
Don't judge by this face. I got lots of offers.
Would you start a new family in suburbs then?
No, Baba, no, I can't find my way. Oh, that's good. So I start a new family, I lose them immediately. I had to go to town.
Exactly. It's perfect.
What was the question?
Has the interview ever walked away?
I think we've done enough.
Yeah. Interviews.
I want to walk away myself.
All right.
I'm really offended. Can I go?
Yeah.
Please.
Cheers. Okay, catch us on any of the podcasting apps, please. We beg you. We need you. If you have any questions, write to us online, and you can mail us as well. We will answer. We have a doctor in the house called May.
And that's what Cyrus says.
As you can see, we have a podcast listener in his natural habitat. Billions of years of evolution have led him to this point. He's on his way to work, and listening to podcasts makes his miserable day better. He will now head to work and use all his knowledge to communicate with other colleagues and possibly future mates. You can find more of his species on ivmpodcasts.com, your one-stop destination where you can check out all the coolest Indian podcasts. Happy listening.